Slide step. Work the 1-2. Jab cross. We're warming up. Jab cross. 1-2. Remember, if it's moving too fast, throw your punches like this. Just think full extension. Shoulders on the same level. At the lead hook. 1, 2, 3. The jab, cross, lead hook. Let's go. Remember, it's a follow along 20-minute shadow boxing workout, so just do what I do as we push through this session. Reverse lunges. Hands come up. Good. Reset. Bring it back up. Other leg. Hands come up. Get that warm up in. Reset. Reverse lunge. Now hands come up. And up. One more. Reverse lunge. Hands come up. Good. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Jab, cross, lead hook, rear hook. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go. We're going to work 6 punches today. Going to the rear uppercut. Okay. Now I'm going to work a cross lead uppercut, a 2-5. Boom, right there. Boom. 2-5. Now again, you don't have to move a lot if you don't want to. 2-5. Lead uppercut comes on the inside a little bit, not way over here. 2-5. 2-5. Now out of the rear uppercut to number 6. 2-5. 6. 2-5. 6. Let's go. 2-5. Now work whatever you want for the next 20 seconds of any of those punches. It can be a double jab. It can be a cross jab, cross. Straight punches if you're beginners. Work at any tempo you want so you can review those punches in your mind. 5, 4, 3, 2. Now you can rest, or you can work on like 1, 2, 1, 2, step, step. 1, 2, 1, 2, step, step, ba, ba, ba. Step, step, or you can rest. You choose. I'm gonna keep working on it.
I ain't playing, got a weird mind. If you work 8 hours, I'ma work 9. If the shoot tastes sour, you should taste mine. I'ma stay in power for a long time. Quitter, nah, I ain't a quitter. Toss me the ball, I'm a really big hitter. Big picture, I'm a straight killer. Rising the song to the highest bidder. Got juice, got gas, I'ma move fast. New shoes, new tracks, like who's that? I'm new, come back better than last year. See you, me.
Pretty long rest.
Never gonna look back. Cause damn, I'm simple as you move slow when I move fast. And that's facts. Only I can make a change. Slowly take a step ahead. I will never be the same.
All right, let's go. Round number 1, we're gonna work off the jab. Let's go. Ooh. Bring your body with you when you throw that jab. Three minutes. Now lead uppercut. So it goes 1, 5. Movement. Let's go. Bring this back here. Pop it up. 1, 5. Reset. Let's go. Now, step forward with the 1, step back with the 5. Forward, push off this leg, boom, 5. Just a small step. Now add the 2. 1, step forward, 5, step back, 2. Movement. Now put the 5, 2 together with more speed. 1 step back, cross. Move. That's right. Then duck right. Then duck to the rear side. That's it, you got it. Then 3 punches. 1, 5, 2, duck. 3 punches. Let's go. Ten seconds. For the 3 punches. Bum, bum, bum. Now you can rest, or you squat punch in. So it's like this. In your squat position, upper, upper. Let's go. Let's go. Round number 2. We're going to work off the 2, 3. The cross, lead hook. Let's go. Movement. Cross, lead hook. Remember, as you follow along, realize I do the cross first with a little bit of rotation of that back hip. As this rear hand comes halfway back to go here, I'll let go of the hook from around the side. Now, real boxing combination. Work on your boxing techniques. Round number 2. 2, 3. Right there. Cross, lead hook. Slip left. Left. Okay, now 2, 3, slip, 3, 2.
Nice.
So use momentum off the hook to bring you back into our hook.
Nice.
2, 3, slip, 3, 2, move. All right, another hook. 3, 2, 3. 3, 2, slip. 3, 2, 3. Great combination to help you work on flow. See that?
Okay.
2, slip left. 3, 2, 3, move. Advance on that 3, 2, 3. 3, 2, slip, get over. You got it. 15 seconds. Hands up. Couple more. Work on flow. Excellent. You can rest or maybe do 3 punch combinations off the cross. Okay, you know what I'm doing. Round number 3. We're going to work off the 1, 6. We're going to add in a slip right away. So it goes 1, 6, slip right, move. Let's go. Move. 1, 6, slip. Let's go. Control, composure. You're doing shadow boxing workout. So keep your boxing technique strong. Keep your footwork controlled. So it's a 1, 6, slip 6. 1, 6, slip. Again, use that momentum to bring in the uppercut again. And then move or pivot. Hey. Right there. That's right. Now, 1, 6, slip, 6, pull this shoulder and hip back, and pivot. 1, 6, slip, 6, pull, and pivot. Don't cross your feet over too far in the back. Boxing stance. Pivot. Pivot.
So it's front. Okay.
Just like that. Then from here, forward 1, 2. 1, 6, slip, 6, pivot. 1, 2, a great combination to rotate. I'll come off opposite for an uppercut and quickly change directions at a different angle. Oh, hit, turn it, counter, like that. Ooh, come on. Throw that 1, 2, and a small step back. Imagine an attack or a small step forward to be an aggressor. Be aggressive. Like that. 30 seconds. show you why. Excellent. Now you can rest or do a power squat, forward back hop looks like this. You decide. Let's go.
I really should be honest.
Before that round, we're going to work the hop. 2, 5, 2. With the footwork, lateral first. Let's go. Again, if you that piece of the run, so we're tired. Fuck up like that. Let's go. 2, 5, 2.
Left.
Step left. Come here, front. It's only 20 minutes. And really good. Recover as you work. Cross, uppercut cross. Okay. 2, 5, 2. Step left. Return left. Now, as you step back to your right, I want you to be pretty quick. It looks like this. 2, 5, 2, step, push. Take that, let's go.
Let's try that.
Do step. Small, powerful. Then pivot after. 2, 5, 2, step, power step. Turn, let's go. That's right. Change direction quickly. Love it. Now after your pivot, 4 straight punches to recover. Watch. 2, 5, 2. Step. Power. Pivot. 1, 2, 1, 2. You can do a cover. 2, 5, 2. Come on. Right through you guys. Block as you cover. Yeah, what's your last round? Here we go. 1 minute. Now, what are we doing? Jump. 6 for 45 seconds. Ready? Go. If you want to jump, squat and set. Finish on. So it doesn't have to be high. That's two. Oh man, my leg. You see, a 20-minute shuttle boxing workout. Let's follow along. Oftentimes you'll push harder because you know the time period is shorter and highly effective. And if 20-minute follow along boxing workout, shuttle boxing workout, it's after that. Look in the description.
China is an ambitious power, looking to become the dominant force in its region. However, Beijing faces significant obstacles, such as trade containment through key choke points, and the reality that despite its military advancements, it still can't match the United States in direct confrontation. As a result, Chinese policymakers have had to think outside the box to increase their influence, often resorting to less than transparent methods. In today's video, we'll uncover some of these covert tactics China uses to sway its neighbours and extend its reach, including the surprising connections between the Communist Party of China and organised crime. How deep do these connections run? How are they entwined with China's official power structures, such as the controversial overseas police stations? Let's dive in. First, we need to start in China itself. Beijing rarely takes action against the upper echelons of its transnational criminal organizations. The Chinese authorities only tend to notice them when the organized crime kingpins send a lot of money outside of China or act against the Communist Party's interests to hold on to power. Indeed, many of the high-level organized criminals have official or semi-official posts within the party, especially when it comes to organizations tasked with increasing its influence abroad, as we shall see. In this regard, China resembles its troublesome ally North Korea, which acts as a state sponsor of organized crime through its Bureau 39. Like the North Koreans, Beijing has unofficially sponsored criminal enterprises ranging from drug and human trafficking to money laundering, and the target countries are often some of the most geopolitically important in the Indo-Pacific region. Fiji has proven one of the hotspots for China's state-sponsored criminality. For Beijing, building influence here is geopolitically vital. The nation is located toward the southern end of the Third Island chain, which stretches from the Aleutian Islands in Alaska to New Zealand. Fiji's position is vital for Australia in particular, as control over it could threaten the trade routes between it and the United States. One of China's underhanded ways of asserting its power around the region and wider world is through the opening of its police stations in other countries. Some countries have willingly signed on to agreements to allow China's police to have a presence on their soil. Fiji is one such country. In 2011, when under military rule from a 2006 coup which China supported, it signed an agreement that permitted its police officers to receive training in China. In turn, Chinese police would be embedded with their Fijian counterparts. Fiji would also buy high-tech surveillance equipment from China, like drones, under this agreement. Military rule in Fiji ended in 2014, but the agreement with China remained in place, meaning that there were a lot of Chinese police officers in the country. In 2017, the most famous example of China's use of law enforcement power in Fijian territory occurred. Chinese police, without consulting their Fijian counterparts, arrested a gang of 77 cybercriminals based there. These people were Chinese expatriates. The Chinese cops then flew them back to China, despite there being no extradition treaty in place between it and Fiji. The crimes took place on Fiji's soil, but there were no legal procedures. The Chinese police swooped in unilaterally and deported the criminals under their own authority. In 2023, as one of his first acts in office, Fijian Prime Minister Sitiveni Rabuka suspended the policing agreement, and on March 28, 2024, he ordered all Chinese police officers to leave the country. The 2017 incident had not been forgotten. Similar policing agreements are in place between China and other countries in the region. For example, under a memorandum of understanding with the Solomon Islands, Chinese police forces can help the government there deal with internal unrest. The Solomon Islands are also part of the Third Island chain and could act as a staging point for China to threaten trade between Australia and the United States, just as Japan tried to do in World War II. In May 2023, Taiwan's National Security Bureau claimed it had identified over 100 Chinese police stations around the world. Some of these were based in restaurants, convenience stores, and even private homes. When put under scrutiny, Beijing has claimed that these stations are only there to help its nationals handle travel documents. Their real purposes have been far less benign. One of these is to monitor and police China's overseas community. These police stations allow China to gather intelligence and undermine the monopoly of other sovereign states on the legitimized use of force, as it did in the case of Fiji. China's use of law enforcement to increase its influence might be troubling, but it's still a legitimate function of state power. But China has other methods. Sponsoring organized crime is one of those methods. Australian intelligence and law enforcement sources have observed other sorts of Chinese activity in Fiji. Zhao Fugang is one of the more prominent Chinese expatriates living in that country. He does not hold an official diplomatic post. He is a businessman whose interests span fields ranging from property development to tourism. Unofficially, he is Beijing's most influential agent in Fiji, promoting economic and soft power ties between the two countries. His ties to the Communist Party of China are deep. Although he does not have diplomatic credentials, he has held positions in organizations under the umbrella of the United Front Work Department. This branch of the party attempts to use China's overseas community to foster ties with local governments and businesses in a way that benefits Beijing's national interests. However, there is another side to China's top man in Fiji. According to the Australian Criminal Intelligence Commission, Zhao is a priority organization target. This designation officially considers him as one of Australia's most serious crime threats, and he has been accused of involvement in organised criminal enterprises ranging from trafficking in narcotics and people, money laundering and migration fraud. Australian authorities allege Zhao to be one of the senior organised crime figures in the South Pacific. In this framework, Zhao uses Fiji, which hosts the largest airports and ports in the region, as a base of operations to facilitate the shipment of large quantities of drugs into Australia. Australian law enforcement sources believe he has been involved in this trade since at least 2004. Zhao has never been criminally charged. The designation of a priority organisation target only means that Australian authorities have good reason to suspect he might be involved in such activities. The United States, too, has reasons to suspect Zhao is an organised crime figure using Fiji as a hub for his syndicate's activities. If this picture is true, Zhao's case is far from the only example of China's use of organised crime as an arm of the state. Organised crime activities have been one of North Korea's go-to methods of making the money it needs to keep the regime afloat. Under crippling sanctions and with poor economic infrastructure, it's had little choice. But despite being the second largest economy in the world, China seems to be okay with letting its nationals get in on the act too. China's de facto partnership with the Mexican drug cartel is well known. In this arrangement, China largely turns a blind eye to its domestic fentanyl manufacturers, who ship the components to the Mexican cartels, which are then refined into the finished product and shipped into the United States. This trade serves as a convenient item of Chinese foreign policy. China may not be able to confront the United States in a direct military showdown, but it can force America to spend more resources on the public health emergency that fentanyl has created. However, the South Pacific has also quietly become one of the world's biggest narcotics hotspots, and China has been keen to get in on the action to increase its influence. Fiji has become a major hub for meth and cocaine. The rise of the drug trade in the last few years has taken the Fijian authorities by surprise. Unprepared, they're now playing catch-up. Fijian Home Affairs and Immigration Minister Pio Tikoduadua confirmed that he had seen the Australian intelligence about Zhao and that it had raised serious concerns about his activities in the country. Combating Fiji's emergence as a hub of the regional drug trade has been one of his highest priorities. When speaking to Australian television, Tikoduadua said that the narcotics were not produced on Fijian soil. It was an international syndicate with many players involved, standing behind the curtain, maybe the big ones. Everybody knew what he meant by that. Fiji has partnered with Australia in intelligence and material support to combat the drug trade within its borders. With limited resources, it's had little choice. China has sponsored the drug trade bound for Australia for the same reason it has concluded a de facto partnership with the Mexican drug cartels. In the Pacific, it wants to harm and exercise leverage over Australia, the destination country of the drugs coming out of Fiji. It seeks to replicate the success of its strategy of sending fentanyl into the United States. Organised crime is the only way to do this. Experts have long held that one of China's unofficial policies is to use patriotic, organised crime figures abroad to advance its interests. The criminals are convenient cat's paws who can get their hands dirty in influence-building operations so that figures attached to the official mechanisms of state power do not. It would be a problem for Beijing if its ambassador to Fiji, Zhang Ping, was accused of being involved in drug trafficking. It's much less of a problem if somebody like Zhao Fugang is involved. He is close enough to act as an agent capable of advancing China's interests in a systematic way, but far enough away that Beijing has deniability if his activities put him in too much legal jeopardy. This policy extends beyond Fiji and extends to the Pacific as a whole. The region has become a drug highway that sees drugs manufactured in Asia and even the Americas transit to their ultimate destinations, Australia and New Zealand. Chinese organized crime groups have also established casinos in the North Pacific. These casinos act as money laundering fronts to assist the movement of drugs through the region to their destinations. Chinese organized criminal groups may be acting in cooperation with their counterparts in the New World, as the Mexican cartels have increasingly viewed the Pacific as an area to do business in, hoping to take advantage of the growing demand for narcotics in Australia and New Zealand. Since Chinese criminal groups already have ties with the Mexican cartels, them cooperating in this region would not be surprising. But it's not just drugs. Chinese organized crime syndicates have looked for other ways to get their foothold in the region too, all while fostering ties between cooperating locals and the Communist Party. Palau is another important country in the region that's in the second island chain, which starts in Japan and ends in Indonesia and New Guinea. China has tried to court the country through official channels, but with little success due to its deep ties to Washington. Palau uses the dollar and was once administered by the United States. It's one of the few countries that still recognize Taiwan over the mainland, so perhaps unsurprisingly, Chinese organized crime networks have infiltrated the country to create a network of influence that official methods have been unable to. In 2018 and 2019, hundreds of Chinese expatriates arrived in Palau at once. These people weren't tourists. Instead, they were part of an online illegal gambling operation, much like the one in Fiji. On the last day of 2019, Palau's police arrested 165 Chinese expatriates. The case proved so overwhelming for the small capacity of Palau's authorities and usual methods of tackling crime that it had no choice but to deport the Chinese nationals to their homeland. A raid in 2010 brought in a smaller haul. Some of these workers were held in debt bondage, and some entered Palau by way of Cambodia, which has become a hub of human trafficking for Chinese organized criminal organizations. One of the buildings in the gambling den was leased by a company partly owned by Tian Hang, who also goes by the name Hunter Tian. Tian owns hotels in Palau and is well regarded by some of the country's elite. Tian also has ties to the Chinese Communist Party. Chinese sources cited him as the head of the Palau Overseas Chinese Federation. This organization has a goal of bringing Chinese nationals in Palau under the cohesive umbrella of the Communist Party. Tian was also invited to attend an event at the Great Hall of the People in Beijing to celebrate 70 years of Communist Party rule. Tian was never charged for involvement in the gambling den. However, the illegal gambling operation in Palau was just one manifestation of a network spanning Chinese businesses and organized crime. There were other Chinese business owners with ties to the Communist Party in Palau, some of them being known organized criminals. Of particular interest to Palau's authorities is a Chinese citizen named Wan Kwok Koi, also known as Broken Tooth. He was the head of the 14K triad in Macau in the 1990s, but was imprisoned on charges of loan sharking, illegal weapons possession, and membership in an organized crime group. He was released in 2012 and took on a new identity, that of a loyalist to China's Communist Party, all conveniently without renouncing his triad ties. Like Zhao, he is part of China's United Front. The United States has sanctioned him and his Cambodia-based group, the World Hongmen History and Culture Association. The very name Hongmen has a prominent role in gambling and prostitution dens, yet he is still prominent among Chinese civic organizations in Italy, including the organization in the building where the police station in Prato was opened. The operations in Italy serve as a template for how China intends to use its relationship with organized crime to influence the much less powerful islands in the Pacific. China may also be gambling that its reach in Fiji is too strong to break so easily. Despite Tiko Duardo's insistence that combating the drug trade was one of his top priorities, he was hesitant to take concrete action against Zhao. He even reinstated the policing agreement that Rabuga had suspended the previous year. The Home Minister likely sees no choice. He has to forge partnerships with more powerful countries that can help his small nation deal with the organized crime problem. Small powers caught in the game of empires between great powers have been faced with similar dilemmas all throughout history. This time, conveniently, China gets to be at the table for providing a solution to a problem it likely helped to create. Necessity is the mother of invention, and since China aspires to greater power, it's necessary for Beijing to mitigate the disadvantages it's under with traditional methods of statecraft, like military power and cultural influence. China has therefore been inventive. even enlisting the help of its centuries-old triads for new purposes. The triads originated out of secret societies in the 17th century. These societies intended to overthrow the newly established Qing dynasty and restore the previous Ming. These once problematic organizations have been enlisted for new and inventive purposes by the current rulers of China. The triads are no longer a secret society. They operate in the open, with quasi-official sponsorship from the state. With their ties to China's police stations overseas, it's sometimes easy to see them as one and the same. What do you think about China's use of organized criminal enterprises as a mechanism of statecraft? What countries and activities might be next on its agenda? Don't forget to let us know in the comments. Also, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more military analysis from military experts. Now go and check out how the Philippines became key to US Pacific strategy, or click this other video instead.
In the year 1078, there was a monk in the Abbey of Bec in Normandy, France, who spent countless hours trying to come up with a singular proof for the existence of God. This monk spent many days and nights searching for the perfect argument, that argument which no greater argument could be conceived.
I kept my mind on this thought, and sometimes it seemed that I was on the verge of grasping what I sought. Yet not only did it always escape me, but it seemed I was ever more nearly losing what I grasped. Finally, despairing of finding it, I was about to put the thought aside when, though the light of truth seemed almost to be slipping away from me, it still kept urging itself upon my mind, so that although I tried to put it away, it always renewed itself again.
His mind, constantly occupied with this task, was invaded even during prayer and when attempting to engage in his duties as abbot. Yet this effort was not without fruit, as he released his argument in his work, the Proslogion, and birthed the most ridiculous argument the philosophical world had yet seen. So ridiculous that it worked, and worked well. This monk is known as Anselm of Canterbury. His argument was known as the ontological argument, and it has been known as one of the most, if not the most, controversial arguments in the scholastic period. But it's not controversial because it sucks. It's controversial because it's tough to understand, because this argument functions at the most fundamental part of the logical axiom, existence itself. And by the end of the argument, even if you think it's about as useful as a football bat, you'll see that the position that there is no God is really impossible. And the question actually is whether or not God is personal or impersonal. Before we begin, it's important to note that this isn't an argument for a particular God, but rather a generic definition of God. And for this argument, we define God as the greatest being conceivable, that which no greater being can be conceived. And to set it up, we establish first our foundation by explaining the concept of a necessary being. The necessary being is something that has to exist based on preconceived logical foundations. For example, based on the foundations of math, the number 1 literally cannot not exist. Let me explain. Based on the language of math, there can't not be a first positive integer. I can't start counting by saying 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. I mean, I could, but even though I'd be starting the sequence of numbers with 2, that 2 would still represent the first positive integer in the series. Even though the physical symbol or the vocal symbol, like the sound of me saying the number 2, can change, the mathematical concept transcends the physical symbol and remains unchanged as the first positive integer. Now, what the heck does all this hoopla have to do with an argument for God? Everything. Our example with math works because math functions at the more fundamental axiom of logic. Matter of fact, every axiom first functions at the level of logic, because if it didn't, there would be chaos. Imagine if you could go up and down at the same time, or a square could be a square and a circle at the same time. We can rely on these things not being the case because our reality functions under the laws of logic, and because of this, we have the ability to have things like science, philosophy, and knowledge as a whole. Because of the reliability of these laws of logic, we can prove things that aren't observed or obvious in themselves, things like God. Consider again our definition of God, the greatest thing conceivable which no greater thing can be conceived. Off the top, is there anything about this definition that makes us say, no, that can't exist because it doesn't make sense, it's not logically coherent? Can you at least imagine a hypothetical world where this being actually does exist? Yes, you can. And this tells us that there aren't any logical contradictions and this being could possibly exist. But if our definition holds true, this being can't just exist in some hypothetical situation, but it has to exist in every possible situation. And here's why. If we say that it could exist but doesn't, we're saying that this thing is reliant on something else for its existence. If we hold to our definition and say, yes, the greatest possible thing imaginable could exist if it weren't for this other thing, then ipso facto, we're saying that whatever our being is contingent on is actually greater than our being, and we're not upholding to our original definition, the greatest being conceivable. Yet, if we hold true to our definition and this thing is the greatest, there could be nothing holding it back from actually existing, which means it actually exists. Our sheer mental capacity for this being and its basis in the logical axiom confirms we indeed do have a God. Bear with me though. I know it probably doesn't make sense and sounds dumb, and I'm about to fix that and explain, so stay with me for at least a few more minutes. If you watch all the way through and still thinking I'm an idiot for thinking this is the best argument for God, please drop a comment and call me an idiot. So we established this greatest being has to exist, and here's a reason why. If we can judge anything on a scale of greatest to worst, there naturally has to be something at the top of that scale. For example, if I want to measure a yard, I first need a yardstick because the yardstick itself is the longest distance on my scale of reference. In a similar way, for me to judge greatness, I first need to have a knowledge of the top of the scale of greatness. And the top of that scale is the greatest possible thing that could be conceived. Now, many will say, like I said when I first heard this argument, okay, yeah, but based on this logic, I could say anything is the greatest possible thing imaginable, and therefore it has to exist. And it's a valid objection, but let's refer back to our definition so we could win the medal for saying the greatest possible thing.
The workout starts. One really basic, we're just going to throw the jab cross with power, the 1-2. You can move around a little bit, doesn't have to be non-stop. The 1-2. Okay, ready? Let's go. All right, beautiful people, that's going to go on. It's workout number 4, working round number 1. Flow build-up round with some power at the end of each build-up segment. Starting off with the 1-2, so start working the jab cross. We're going to do that for about 45 seconds. Control pace. Good work. Working the 1-2, the jab cross. Now again, as you're working the combination, move around a little bit. Figure out what your range is. Are you working inside or outside the receiver? Patience, power, control, and progression is how you want to work this round. At the end of each segment, that 45-second piece or that 45-second mark, you start to hammer out a little power before moving into your next build-up segment. Are you ready to throw the 1-2 with a little power? And 3, 2, for 15 seconds. Put a little more energy behind it. Go. 1-2, 1-2. Keep working that. Now we're going to add in a lead hook without the nice calm pace. Flow with it. 1, 2, 3. Movement. 1, 2, 3. Movement. That's what we want. So 1, 2, 3. Movement. 1, 2, 3. Movement. So working the jab cross. Against about 45 seconds before we amp it up this segment of this build-up combination with flow. On the side of the head. 5 seconds. We're going to amp it up to 1, 2, 3. The jab cross lead hook. You ready? Go. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Put some power behind it. The jab cross lead hook. 1, 2, 3. 3, 2, 1. Great work, you guys. Now let's add the 1, 2, 3 in a nice calm flow again, and then throw a duck. Now you can throw a duck in right or a duck left. It's nice to work both. 1, 2, 3. Let's go. The jab, cross, lead, and duck under and move. from inside, you can throw 1, 2, 3, duck, 1, 2, 3, duck. Now, as you think about the tempo of this combination, from the inside would be a pop, pop, pop. On the other side would be a pop, pop, pop. Obviously, depending on how fast your hands are. Now with some power, let's go. 1, 2, 3, duck. Jab, cross, lead, hook. Duck. 1, 2, 3, duck. Let's go. Come on, work. Finish strong. And then move into the next combination. Right. Now we're going to build off it. So now it's a 1, 2, 3, duck, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. It's best if you duck to the right. 2, 3 for a flow. One, 2, 3, duck, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, duck, 2, 3. Nice control, you can throw this combination, some power, speed, stamina, of course. Now let's put this together fast. 1, 2, 3, duck, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, duck, 2, 3, get it. You got this, 3, 2, 1. Great job, you guys. Squad, here's 2 cross lead hook variations you can add to your boxing workouts. The first one is off the double jab, a 1, 1, 2, 3, an excellent combination that you can utilize in almost every boxing workout or session. And the last jab is power to turn to the right hand. The right hand comes back fast to throw the lead hook. The second one is the jab pull 2, 3. I love this combination because you can stay in position. And then you can come back with a quick, aggressive shot. Right there. That's the jab, pull, 2, 3 with those to work. So just sit here on the heavy bag, let your legs burn a little bit, and just throw straight punches, okay? When the heavy bag moves, you have to steady a little bit more. We're gonna do this for 1 minute. You have to slow down. You slow down. And if you don't have a heavy bag, use your wall. Ready? Now you're gonna sit with your back on the heavy bag and you're gonna throw straight punches in the air in front of you for 1 minute. Ready? Let's go. Now think about this as a wall sit. If you don't have a heavy bag that you can use, just sit against the wall and throw punches. That's it. The advantage of the heavy bag is making you balance more, so you typically tend to use your quads a bit more to stabilize. But I want you to push against the heavy bag, stay balanced, and get those hands out for 1 minute. You have 30 seconds to go. You want to work at my pace as you're sitting there, holding position. You're doing amazing. You got it. Come on, guys. 15 seconds. We're going to work the heavy bag with any punches you want, but 10 seconds first. Stay there. Come on, work. Throw the hands out. Burn the legs a little bit. Stay with me. This is about mental toughness. Don't give in. 3, 2, 1. Awesome job. Bring it up and work the heavy bag. Let's go. 30 seconds. Work jabs, work your hooks to the body, lead hook, real hook, work some defense. In 12, 11, 10 seconds, you're going to push your left leg forward, and you're going to push the heavy bag away from you, and make a fist, push it against the heavy bag, and push it. And come back to you, push it again for 1 minute. If you don't have a heavy bag, just do it in space. Do the same thing, but just do it in space. Keep your hands connected to the heavy bag the entire time. That's it. The goal is to not let that back knee touch the ground. The back knee cannot touch the ground. My knee's not touching the ground. Why is yours? The question is, how low can you cover it above the ground? 30 seconds. Breathe as you work, of course. Grit your teeth a little bit. Don't chip anything. Keep at it. Come on. 12, 11, 10 seconds. Come on, stay with it. We're going to work the heavy bag. 3, 2, bring it up. Work the bag. Let's go. 30 seconds. Come on, work. You got it. 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Excellent. Let's go. Right leg forward, bag push. 1 minute. You ready? And 3, 2, 1. Right leg forward. Left knee above the ground, 1 inch. Let's go. I told you, it's mental toughness. You can do this, though. Come on, you guys. It's a 20-minute heavy bag workout. You got it. If you've done my viral heavy bag workout where it's 7 million views on that, this heavy bag drill is part of that. 30 seconds. Again, mentally, you just need to finish the round strong. You can do it. The question is do you want to? That's it. 15 seconds. Ten seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and time. Great job, you guys. Round number 3. We're going to start off with a cross lead hook with power. The 2, 3. Cross, lead hook. Remember, the cross goes straight down the middle. The lead hook comes to the side of the bag. So the cross is right in my face in the front. The lead hook is coming to the side. Think about that when you're throwing it. Throw with a little power. The 2, 3. Hands up. The heavy bag like it's hot. I did a short on this on my YouTube channel. I want you to throw more power, a little bit further at the end of the 45 seconds. We'll do another 15 seconds of power. Let's go. Round number 3, the cross lead hook. Let's go. Work the cross lead hook. 45 seconds. The 2, 3. Get tired, or if you're starting to feel really good, I want you to focus on that cross coming across your chin height, okay? And that lead hook on the side of the divot from your cross. Pop up, straight down the middle, bring the hook around the side. Come on, I gotta love this type of workout. It's constantly changing. It's amazing energy. 5 seconds, add power into this. Throw 2, 3 with power. 15 seconds, go. 2, 3, 2, 3. Cross lead hook. Come on. Throw a hook to the body if you want. Bop, bop. Reach, bop, bop. Power, bop, bop. You got it. 3, 2, 1. Great work, you guys. Let's go. 2, 3, 2. Add in the cross. So it's a cross, lead hook, cross. Work. 2, 3, 2. 45 seconds. Boxing training absolutely is a lot of repeating boxing combinations. It's also important for you to throw these combinations with power and speed, but also it's important for you to throw them with control. That's why you need to do them over and over and over. Let's go. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1, power. Let's go. 2, 3, 2. 2, 3. 2, 2, 3, 2. Yes. There you go. Bigger. That's a power through it. You got it. 3, 2, 1. Let's go now. We go to 2, 3, 2. Block right. So bring that rear hand up. After you throw the cross, 2, 3, 2. Block right. Again, repetition is crucial. You should be able to throw this combination easily by the time you go through this build-up round. You should be able to kick it in, understand the concept, how the rhythm from right to left to right. That nice block right at the end. That is the crucial component of boxing. You can throw through a combination that's 2, block right, and you learn something every time you throw. And then you don't have to think about it. It just happens naturally. That's when you understand the concept of how to throw specific, intense, smooth combinations. 2, 3, 2, block right, go. 2, 3, 2, block. 2, 3, 2, block. 2, 3, 2, block. 2, 3, 2, block. Yes, come on. Yes, that's it. Just like that. And 3, 2, 1. Your last segment will be a 2, 3, 2, block right 3. Okay, let's go. It's a 2, 3, 2, block right 3. Get used to throwing the combo. So many times in this round, again, we want it to sink in. 10 seconds. 2, 3, 2, block right 3. Are you ready for the power? Finish the round strong. It's going to be tough for some of you. Ready? Go. 2, 3, 2, block 3. 2, 3, 2, block. Turn into 3. 2, 3, 2, block right. Turn into 3. You got it. Push through. Feel the energy. You got it. 2, 1. Great work. Now, check out the next combination coming up in your final round. Round number 4, it is the 1-6 free body. Let's go over it. Round number 4, 1-6 3 body. Jab, rear uppercut, hook to the body. 1-6, scrape the bag. When you throw the uppercut, twist your body towards your lead leg a little and throw that hook to the body. You know the hook is coming, so set it up. Right there. And throw some solid energy with that. Right there. 1-6-3. That's the 1-6-3 body. And of course, you always want movement. Ready? Let's go. You're going to throw this as a hit round for 1 minute. Then we do reverse lunges. But first, the 1-6 3 bodies. 20 guys. It's tough, but you can do this. Timer starts. Max effort. 1 minute. 3, 2, 1, go. 1-6. 3. 1. Scrape with the 6. Hook to the body. 1-6. 3 body. 1 minute. Work at a pace you can sustain at a high level for 1 minute, 60 seconds. When you're throwing this technical boxing combination. 30 seconds. Do not stop throwing the combination. You just keep working it. That's it. You just keep doing it. 20 seconds. That's right. You can get there. The 1-6-3 body. Don't forget to hook to the body and get back at it. 10 strong seconds. Right? Come on. Reverse lunges in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Hands up. Defense. Reverse lunges. Step 1. Bring it back. Switch sides. Step 2. Bring it back. Switch sides. You got this. It's 30 seconds. Active recovery. Yeah, baby. Crushing workout number 4. Feels good though. In 10 seconds, you're throwing a 2-5-2 body. You gotta say it like that. Come on, guys. 3, 2, 1 minute. 2-5-2 body. That's the way. 2-5, 2 body. Come on. Cross to the head, lead uppercut, cross to the body. Cross to the head, lead uppercut, cross to the body. You got for 1 minute. Push through, find strong rhythm as you work in this combination. Where's your rhythm at? How does it feel? Just make sure it's ba ba ba, ba ba ba, right? And then you continue to listen to that tempo and flow with that tempo. Controlled aggression with a strong tempo. Five, see what I'm saying? You get there. 4, 3, 2, 1. Single power shots. Take your time, 30 seconds, whatever you want. Take one power shot, boom, rest. Single power shot, boom, rest. Just like that. And then you finish with 4 hooks, 4 straights. The hooks can be to the body or to the head, the straights or to the head, just make them straight. Ready? Go, 4 hooks. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 straights. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 hooks to the body. Pop, 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 pop. 4 straights. 1, 2, 1, 2. 4 hooks to the body. 3, 4, 3, 4. 4 straight to the head. 1, 2, 1, 2. Let's go. Go, come on. Push through, push through, push through. All day. All day you got this. Light it up for 30 more seconds. Light it up for 30 more seconds. Less than that. You need to push through. You need to be strongest in 10 seconds. More power. Yes. You guys are amazing. Take some time to stretch your quads, biceps, your upper and mid back, your T-spine, and of course, breathe and recover after today's heavy bag workout. And I'll see you for your last workout, workout number 5.